I want to apologize to everybody for making this video so late. It has been finals. I don't have finals, but I do have a major project I've been working on here at the end of the year here at University of Texas. We are during Dead Week, so I've been busy with that. That's not really an excuse to not put a video out for the Dallas Cowboys beating the Colts. Um, One of the reasons, just before I talk about the game, one of the reasons that I haven't been able to, or that I haven't usually made a video after the Cowboys game, right after the game is over, is that on Sunday nights, just to give y'all a little bit of my plans, what I usually do on the weekends, on Sunday nights, we watch the Cowboys with the 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock game, and right when the game's over, me and my roommate head to South Austin to meet up with another one of my buddies and his wife, and because they have Showtime and HBO, and we go and we watch Boardwalk Empire and Dexter. So we're big fans of those shows. So that's where we were last weekend after the Colts game. Watched it win to overtime, went nuts, won the game. Right when that thing was over, though, we got in the car, headed down to South Austin, and didn't get back till late. And then the week got going, and just kind of didn't get back to it. So that's on me. Of course it is. To you guys who are asking the video, here it is. So let's get past all that. I'm going to promise never to do that again. Wait 4 days after a game before I talk about it. It's already almost too late to make it, but I'm going to make it anyways. Talk about my thoughts on the game. And really, you're seeing with this team, you're seeing the guys kind of step up that are going to be good for us in the future. And of course, Sean Lee is the main guy we're going to focus on. Coming in from Penn State, I liked the pick when we got him. He was banged up. I didn't think he'd be this good though when he got in. I mean, he was making play. Not the two interceptions, of course, is the main focus of what he did. But he was tracking guys down, making tackles on the run. This is a guy who's going to be a linebacker of the future for us. And that's kind of what we've been reduced to as Cowboys fans this season, is to pretty much look forward to next year and look at what this team can do next year. And I love the way this team is playing with. They're not giving up anymore, and we say that again and again and again ever since Jason Garrett's taken over. That this team doesn't want to quit, and to force. And I know the thing is, did we run into a Peyton Manning that is struggling? Yeah, we did, and I would say we took advantage of. That being said, this whole week people have been ragging on Peyton Manning, talking about how he's losing all that kind of stuff, and he has been throwing bad picks. And the picks he threw against Dallas were bad throws. The Cowboys were there to make the play. Sean Lee read, he was in the right place. He backed up off the line to get in the passing lane. Read that. I mean, that's a great play by him. Still a bad throw by Peyton Manning. That being said, though, I feel like people who are criticizing Peyton Manning as just being terrible, especially the Dallas Cowboys game is kind of the game they're focusing on. They didn't really see. I don't think they watched the whole game, because if it wasn't for Peyton Manning, that game's a blowout. Dallas, we jumped on 17-0, mostly in part to Peyton Manning throwing a pick six. But that being said, that the Colts are terrible. They're terrible on defense, and other than Peyton Manning, they really and Reggie Wayne, he made some big plays. Other than those two guys, they don't really have a whole lot. And the Cowboys, we took a lead, a 7-point lead there with 2 minutes left, and he went down the field like it was nothing and got that touchdown and take it into overtime. So I guess to defend Peyton Manning, just to say this, because I feel like, they're kind of discrediting the Cowboys a little bit, mainly, but not really discrediting the Cowboys, but, really focusing on the bad things that Peyton Manning has done. The guy is still one of the best, if not the best in the game. And, you really get a sense of how good a player is when he plays against your team. And the dude, other than those four throws, was killing us up and down the field. But thanks to Des Bryant and John Kitna and Tashard Choice and Felix Jones and the offense, we were able to keep up with them and stay ahead of them for most of the game. Of course, Tashard Choice is, for the Dallas Cowboys, is the guy that all of us, really many of us, have wanted to see him get more playing time. We saw him when he got his first start against Pittsburgh. We knew right then and there this is a guy who can play in the big leagues and can start for any team in the league almost. And the fact that he's been reduced to a third string running back with absolutely almost no touches all season is pretty bad. And he got his chance. And I really think he is probably right now the best back of the three that we have. I mean, Barber's been banged up. We don't know if he's ever going to get back to what he was. Felix is great. Felix is great when he's in open field, but I feel like this season he slowed down a little bit from what he did last year. Just speed wise, breaking away from people. He still got that burst. I still want him on the field, but I feel like Tashard, he's got that good mix of power and speed that kind of complements both the other two guys' styles. I don't know. I like Tashard. I think a lot of people do, and he showed every. What I really like about Tashard is not just his production on the field, but what he does with the opportunities he's given. He's been given very little opportunities this season, but every time he touches the ball, and I know the one that everyone talks about is in Washington when he fumbled the ball there at the end of the half, but like most people say, that's a coaching decision more than anything. That ball should never been thrown. That's on Tony Romo and that's on the coaches as well as Tashard Choice for fumbling the ball. That's a three-way street there. So like to see him get more touches. You got the Eagles coming up next. Eagles, Vic's playing well. That offense is kicking. Of course, we're not going to do anything this season. The Cowboys are not going to the playoffs. 4-8. But you want to beat the Eagles. You want to knock off one of your rivals. And I think this Dallas Cowboys team is playing good enough to beat Philly. We'll see what happens. But I think the thing what John Kitna has brought to this team is he's not the playmaker. He's not the guy who's going to, probably drive us down there at the end of the game. But at the same time, he doesn't make stupid mistakes. He doesn't throw interceptions. And he gets the ball where it needs to be. He's been playing excellent. And, I can't say enough good about John Kitna and what he's done to this team. I mean, we all knew he was a step up from Brad Johnson, which really, who isn't? But he's surpassed my expectations of him by far. Sucks to see Dez go down. I agree with people. I think that was a bad coaching move to have Dez returning kicks when we have no chance. But Dez has proved this season that he's going to be a premier wide receiver in this league. And Dallas, let's hold on to him as long as we can. So everything else, Cowboys pulled it out in overtime. A good win. Once again, I'll say it probably after every win we have the rest of the season. It's still what a waste. What a waste of a season this has turned into. We as Cowboy fans knew how good this team was going to be. This team knew how good they could be, but they never lived up to it. They got their butts handed to them in Green Bay, had a coaching change, had someone light a fire under them, and you're seeing the results. Hey, hindsight's 2020, but that's what we're left with. So, how about them Cowboys? I know it's late. It's Thursday after a Sunday game, but that's my thoughts on the game as the Colts. Very proud of the team. Hope they can use this momentum to go in and play Philadelphia, and they're going to need it because I think Philadelphia's going to present even more of a challenge than the Colts will because I think the Philadelphia has a better offense than them. They definitely have a better defense than them. And the Philadelphia Eagles know the Dallas Cowboys because we play them twice a year, every year. So, how about them Cowboys? A good job against the Colts, and let's beat Philly.